What's up, guys? So today we're gonna start putting the Duramax back together. And I want to start out by telling you guys some stuff in not the last video, but the video before that, when I tore this thing apart. Some stuff that I told you guys wrong because I didn't really know, and now I do know after looking around or looking on the internet and calling around to different people. And so I'm gonna explain to you right now what that is. Alright, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time for the wind noise, but so pretty much my problem when I got this all apart is this gasket here was leaking. Okay, before I thought that there wasn't supposed to be any fluid between, like in this area between the transmission and the transfer case. Well, there is. There's no seal on the back of the transmission. It's just open, and then I said something about a seal leaking, and it's this seal here that's common to leak, and it leaks transmission fluid into the transfer case. So I was wrong about that. So we don't have any fluid in the transfer case, so that seal is all right. So all we're going to be doing is cleaning up these surfaces, and we're going to be slapping her back together. All right, so I got both surfaces cleaned up pretty good. That's just like stained right there on that edge. I don't have any Scotch-Brite here, so I can't really clean that up. No big deal. The gasket is still going to seal perfectly fine. I went ahead and degreased it with some brake parts cleaner. And when you're working around seals and stuff, you got to be careful because it can make them soft and warp them a little bit. So I usually just cover them up with a rag or something. Get that good there. So. Alright, same in here, got it all cleaned up real nice. And I thought there was supposed to be a seal like maybe in there or something, but there's not. So there's actually, if you see it, a little drain hole. So when it comes through that bearing, it drains back into the trans through that little hole. So alright, just a little side note if you're going to be doing this. I kind of got a little nervous because that gasket wasn't going on right. And there is a certain way it's got to go. So if you got this little tab guy, just note that it goes right there compared to that. So, because it does not go on the other ways. Oh, look at that. Break time. Girlfriend just made me some pulled pork nachos. Alright, so our parts pile is getting pretty small now. Down to drive shafts, and that is it. Didn't really record much. I had my girlfriend's little brother Tyler helping me out, like always. You've seen him before in my other videos. If you haven't, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. He's got an 04 GMC that we work on. Put recently a leveling kit on it and some bigger wheels and tires and whatnot. So, but transfer case is in, all tightened down. Wire connections are all hooked back up, and then I just got done putting my trans cross member and trans mount back in. Everything's all tightened down on that. You know, just pretty straightforward. I've probably been working on this for maybe an hour, which honestly isn't too bad. It's a pretty simple job if you ask me. So yeah, we got some drive shafts to throw in, and after that we're going to change the fluid in this guy, so we'll go over how to do that. Alright, so I just want to point out again that if you guys snap a drive shaft on one of these, any of the crew cab short bed configurations from 01 to 16, don't know about 17, but any of the crew cab short beds, you can, if you got a two-piece, first off, I recommend going to a single piece for multiple reasons. Some carrier bearings suck, and less U-joints and less failure points. But they all fit. The only things that you might have to do is change out your yokes on the input for the your input for your transfer case. There we go. But I mean, you can see the size difference in these. I mean, just look how much thicker these where those set in are at. I mean, there's that taper down. That one don't have that taper. I mean, they're beefy. Same thing down here. And actually, that's where this one snapped, was at that taper. Where the taper starts, you can see it starting like right here. And that's where it snapped at. So I feel like that's a weak point. And so we're upgrading it to this guy. I mean, once again, there's the size difference. I mean, they're huge. So LML drive shafts are the way to go for upgrading. Alright, if you can hear me over there, compressor. I don't know if I've showed you guys this before, but I use this to air up my airbags and tires and anything that really takes PSI. All it is just a little blowgun with a T adapter, a handle, and then a clip-on valve stem adapter with a gauge. And when you're off the trigger, it reads what's in the tire. And when you're on the trigger, it's airing it up. Off the trigger, it'll read it. So, pretty nifty little thing I made up here. Real convenient. You're not crouched down. I'm standing upright, so. You guys were wondering why I was airing the tires up. They were still aired down from pulling. I never aired them back up there. So yeah, we're about to put the rear drive shaft in, and got to put it in neutral first off, and then it's easier with two people, just so you know one person has each end, because it's kind of long. It's like it's about 6.5 foot long. So put the one side in the tail shaft housing, or your tail shaft housing on your transfer case, and then since it's in neutral, you can rotate it and then line up your clips on your rear end, and all good to go. Alright, there's one installed drive shaft. So as you can see, it fits. So somebody knew what they were talking about at one point. But we are gonna go for a little drive real quick, get the trans up to temperature, and then we're gonna top the tranny fluid off and then change the transfer case fluid. So we will catch you up maybe on the drive, maybe when we get back. Don't know yet. Alright, well, step one is it's moving into a drive. Oh yeah, like it never even happened. Go for a wee little drive here, get everything warmed up, and then we will start doing some changes. Alright, so we checked it out, and got the funnel up there about between half, 3/4 low, so we're of a quart, that is. We're gonna fill that up, and then we'll get onto the transfer case. Alright, so the drain plug, you got your transfer case, is right there. Usually this cross member here would be up there kind of in the way, but with my lift kit it drops everything down, so it's not. And if I'd be willing to bet, this is the first time this has ever been drained. So you pull that plug out. This top plug here is the fill plug, but focus. You can see that though, on the end of that magnet, all that metal shavings on there. So probably the first time it's ever been drained. But yeah, so we'll clean it, throw the plug back in there, and I'll show you guys throwing the fluid back in it. Alright, there we go. Man, this thing really won't focus today, will it? There we go. That's what it should look like. Not all filled up with all that nasty crud and shavings. And so we're gonna throw it back in, snug it back up, and then we're gonna pull the top plug. Here's kind of the setup I got. I got this funnel, it's got a real fine tip. And I got that kind of wedged up and in there, and then you can take this your fluid here right up through here, and you can pour it in up there once you get it maneuvered up and in there. Kind of a mess sometimes. It's kind of not really flowing right, and so I made a little mess. Oops. But, so it's coming along. Kind of get the gist of it. I'll show you what it looks like when it's full. All right, so I got done, but I forgot to show you guys what full looks like. It just goes until the steep side of that top drain hole. That's how you know it's full. They do recommend to put some sort of sealant on those threads for both of those plugs, so go ahead and do that. But got it. It drives good. New drive shaft works great. Try and halfway get out of the wind here for you guys. All right, so I'm getting ready to head to work, so I gotta end the video for today. Yeah, so got it together. It only took like an hour and a half, 2 hours to get it done. Filling the fluids up took probably another half hour or so, but the actual work part of it didn't take too long. So runs good. It's holding, no weird sounds, no nothing. So yeah, I think we got it together right, and we'll be ready to go beat on it again pretty soon. So as always, if you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe, like the video. Thanks for watching.